talking about the champions we're seeing a lot of is pretty interesting. I've opened up all the major regions, so LCS, LCK, LEC, LPL, in terms of champion priority, and just some of the trends that I'm seeing. I think one of the most important trends that we're seeing in the LCK that some regions are picking up and some aren't is Sejuani. I think Sejuani priority is getting higher and higher across regions. In Korea, we've had an insane amount of Sejuani. If you notice, Sejuani's 100% presence already. Like 100%, which I definitely wasn't expecting pre-day one. But it's also the fact that Sejuani priority is actually even more prominent than 100% pick ban because it's 100% pick ban and it's first picked very reliably. You know, watching other regions, you weren't seeing the same level of Sejuani priority. It's still picked a lot. It's so weird to say because you go and click all these buttons. LCS, it's the top. LEC, it's the top. But the reason why I bring it up is the presence is 70%. And the amount of bans, you know, it's 7 picks, 7 bans. 5 picks, 2 bans. Again, 70% it's picked or banned compared to 100% picked, banned, and first picked, which is what we're seeing in Korea. And I think people are quick to... You'd be too quick to go to the first time. If you're like, okay, why is a champion always seen in Korea and then not play in other regions? Because Korea's slow. And there's definitely a kernel of truth there on that. But I think the reason why Sejuani is seen so much is because she is almost Silas levels of influencing pick ban right now. And when we talk about Silas, who, as you would imagine, is all over the mid lane and top lane champion pool, you know that the pick ban annoyance of, oh crap, they first pick Silas, where's this champion going? And what can we draft against it, both in terms of lane and not to give away too high valuable ultimates, is just the thing that makes Silas so annoying to deal with. So how does that map to Sejuani? Because she's almost always a jungler. Now, should be noted, has been played in the top lane by Wonder. A lot of LCK players, top laners especially, are practicing Ignite teleport top lane in solo queue. So that's also... That seems to suggest I'm talking about the flex pick nature of Sejuani. Sejuani support's being played at international events. Also in the LCK, we had that game that tilted me when Kingzone played Zillion Sejuani bot lane, and I almost lost my mind when they lost to Jin Air with that strategy last year. Rest in peace, Praying Gorilla. But the reason why I talk about it is because if Sejuani is first picked, suddenly melee solo laners are insanely high priority. We see so much of Sejuani Camille. Sejuani Camille Fiora was played at one point. Even Jace and a shapeshifter becomes very powerful. So the thing that annoys you about first pick Sejuani is that it's hard to pull off the Sejuani hard counter picks, and Korean teams haven't been willing to play Trundle, and I think we're close to Trundle returning. I think I could see Peanut playing Trundle against Sejuani this week, for example. But we haven't seen Trundle. Korean teams are scared of playing Kayn, and Kayn comps don't always work against Sejuani. LPL, we did see IG lose on Ning's Kayn against Sejuani. So already, like, some of the actual let's punish Sejuani picks aren't working. I think Zac will loom as a potential replacement answer to it in future patches, especially when he gets buffed on 5.12. 9.12, I should say. 5.12. 9.12. But the melee carries that are getting through laning phase more and more and are just so over the top when Sejuani ganks and has 3 forms of CC instantly with hook shot into instantly stacked up with auto attack reset, permafrost, and usually ult from both of them as well. It makes those melee laners who can then suddenly become 4-1 or 1-3-1 gods so high kill pressure that I think Sejuani first pick is 100% of the time correct, basically. Like, that first pick Sejuani is almost impossible to bully. So, and that drafting nightmare of, all right, they first picked Sejuani. I'm thinking about which cool Sejuani counter pick I can get. I also, do I take Camille and throw her somewhere because I'm scared of Camille plus Sejuani? Do I have a champion pool that beats Camille? And I have to consider that with my next 2 picks because I probably won't get to the second ban phase in order to ban Camille. What do I pick safely that's not going to get counterpicked? Either by, if I pick my duo lane, that could just get straight up counterpicked. If I pick a safe solo lane and try to flex it, oh crap, does Camille beat it? It's a really big headache. So I think, yeah, it's very tricky to not either just ban Sejuani and have to deal with that as a first round ban, or also be able to draft against Sejuani. And there's someone in chat saying, well, why not just ban Sejuani? That's exactly the logic people went with against Sylas is, oh, too many headaches, just ban Sylas. And one of those is fine. 2 of those is usually too much. And if it's first pick, it usually has to be the red side team that's banning the Sejuani. If you're banning Sylas red side, you ain't got many bans. So there's always going to be some teams where it's correct to just straight up ban a champion. But there's also going to be other times where you have to leave open the lesser of 2 evils. And I think Sejuani is kind of getting there at that point. So it's one of those things that that teams are wrestling with right now. So I just wanted to point out how big Sejuani is. Just a quick look at LPL and see where they're at. Very interesting to see Aatrox have a 100% presence rate, but I know why that is. Aatroxes don't lane, and LPL has so much skirmishing that if you hit level 6 and start roaming around, Aatrox is very similar to Pyke in terms of what he provides in terms of skirmishing. So no surprise to see Aatrox working in the LPL with how much grouping and how much fights there are. 79% win rate. This is very interesting. This is definitely a quirk of LPL meta versus LCK meta and these 2 regions scrimming against each other. Right now, LCK and LPL teams are scrimming a lot, as they always do. Over in the LPL, Warrior Enchant Olaf has been popping off. Jeje in particular, the like wonder kid jungler from EDG. He's just getting in there. And if you go Warrior Olaf, fuck me, you just murder people in early ganks. Like when you have a Warrior Enchant and you're like level 7, people just die. It's insane how much power Olaf has in the early game when you go Warrior Enchant. But if you slowly build Warrior Enchant while you're farming passively and then show up with Warrior Enchant and then, I don't know, like a Kindle Gem or Warrior Enchant and working towards your Black Cleaver, Olaf's not great. If you don't have tempo, Olaf's not great. So
yeah, it's always fun to see. But you're right to the point about Dominus always finding their fan base, but this is tough.
Look,
I mean,
they're going to lose it
like,
in an instant. Flash over! No, undertow. And it's going to be Jinnu who follows through. He's whirling around. The heels up. Jeje's going to get an undertow, but who's he going to get the kill to? Thank you, Olaf. This is a good start for EDG, and that is saying something because... oh, yes!
No way! What the hell?
That is the jungler of EDG, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2019. Welcome to Summer, and welcome to Xiaopeng as he dies on in. Flashed on down. Give Jeje.
Definitely a quirk of the leagues here. With the pace that the games are being played at, you would assume Olaf would perform well in LPL and LEC, and right now not in LCK at all. Yeah. The Olaf one there is very, very clearly a regional quirk. Need this 29-minute average game time to make Olaf work. Even at 33 minutes. They're getting 33-minute creamed in LCK because they missed their window. And they're getting 29-minute victories because they're abusing their window in the LPL. And I'll end this kind of data segment with the numbers you want to see. Game duration in LPL, 31 minutes. Game duration in the LEC, 32 minutes. Game duration in the LCS, 32 minutes. So credit to them. They're trying. They're still slowpokes in Korea. 35 minutes, 42. Not quite 40 minutes, but yeah. Games are long. It'll come down. I have a lot of confidence that teams will start copying the right teams, i.e. Kingzone. But numbers are numbers. My region's bad.